Nice got 8-year-old girl next door. Some backstory: I'm a 24-year-old guy. I love tooling around on old cars, something I've done together with my dad since I was a kid. He was all too happy to have me carry it on. So I work your typical 8 to 4 or 5 schedule, and quite often I'm in the garage after work fixing up this old Mustang I've been on for the last 2 years or so, a completely unrestored 65 Mustang that my dad has had for years, to take on now that I'm out in the world. That was a special moment. So one day, I started leaving the garage door open, and it's to the front so pretty much everyone can see what I'm doing. People stop by. Chat, say hello. It's great. I always love to chat it up, especially older folks that are happy to see a young guy getting his hands dirty working hard on a classic. So about a year ago during the summer, the neighbor's mom asked if I could look after their little girl Rachel, a quiet little girl that always seemed well behaved. I didn't mind, but I said I'm really committed to working on this car. If you feel good enough to let her over here while I'm working on the car, not a problem. Turns out they're going through a divorce. The dad works the third shift, the mom's got a part-time gig, evening hours just aren't good for them. Okay, so this starts, and it goes fine. She's quiet. Usually reading books or watching the TV I brought out so she would be around me. I always made sure to be courteous, firm, and try out dad humor every now and then. Well, she starts to come out of her shell after a while and it was a joy. I still remember when she first asked about why I was working on the car. Why are you working on that car when you have one that's newer and works? Well, this car is about 45 years older than the other one. It's a classic. She'll be much prettier when I'm done with her. I've been sitting in the garage helping my pop since I was younger than you. I always wanted to be like him and so I'd sit and learn and eventually he let me help. She says, whenever I see dad, he's always sleeping. And I reply with, well, he's working hard to provide for you. He's working a tough job. She just kind of was quiet after that. But after 2 or 3 months, she started being cheerful when she came over, always asking questions about what I was doing specifically, this part and that, why it needed to be done, what made it work. I was glad to impart knowledge. I think everyone likes teaching a bit, especially something you're passionate about. I started teaching her about tools, how to recognize which ones you need, what they can do on a car or around the house. She started to light up. I got the sense that besides school, she didn't have much of a parental figure or anyone to teach her anything about life or anything. One time my dad visited in his 66 GT convertible and I took her for a ride in it. I'll always remember how she smiled, saying, "Is this what yours is going to be like?" "Should be, but mine's a coupe so it won't be quite as nice." "No, yours will be much better cause we've been doing it." My chin started to wobble and I just smiled and said, "You're right, it will be." She'd really started to grow on me. I mean, it would be impossible not to let her into your heart. A bright and smart little girl that just soaks up everything you teach her. Wants to learn and looks up to you like that. It made me sad because the times I saw her parents in Iraq, they were always snide or yelling at each other. When they were around, that is, this spring I started noticing the mother leaving without a uniform, sometimes dressed to go out. I came to the conclusion she quit or wasn't working, but still taking advantage of me babysitting, which I didn't mind in the slightest.